Hey guys, StinaRose here, and welcome back to another episode of TekTopia. I'm here in my village. We are getting very close to the end of the TekTopia Season 1 beta because Tango would like to reset this server and allow us to start over again with all of the changes that have happened in the last 6 or 7 weeks. So, this is one of the very last videos on this village. But don't worry, we'll be back for Season 2 making a brand new village. Speaking of which, I would love to hear your ideas in the comment section below. What kind of village would you like me to make next season? What are your ideas for a biome or for a village design or things like that? I want to hear them all the ideas in the comments below. And I have no... Wow, everybody's like really stopping and stuff. I have no preconceived ideas about what to do next season. So please let me know what you'd like to see happen next season. Well, for the next village. But there's one new thing that I wanted to get today, and I don't know why everything keeps freezing all of a sudden. There's one thing that I wanted to get today because we are in, again, a new updated version of this pack. And that means that we actually have a new marker here. And the new marker is for, let me find it. It's really exciting. This is the merchant stall. That's right, the merchant stall. So what this does, it allows me to not have to play Find the Tektopian. That's right. And to me, that sounds like a great plan. So let's grab out 8 of these. I really am tired of Hunt the Tektopian. And let's grab this, because we're going to need that. Let's come over here to this guy. We got to go all the way back to the end, pretty much. And get a merchant stall. Now, because we are so close to the end, I had originally thought, hey, let's actually build a merchant stall. But we're very close to the end, so this tree is going to do. it's going to do. This will be our merchant stall. Boop, right there. So now next time that the merchant comes in the morning, he should come right under here and stay. And I won't have to worry about trying to corral him, to keep him. I have hearts everywhere. Okay, go gather the hearts. But I won't have to worry about doing that because he'll just come and he'll stand right here. And that will make life so much easier. So thank you, Tango, for the merchant stall. But that's not the focus of today's video. Nope, today's video is I have somebody who I want to go to their village and take a look. I mean, you guys have seen my village over and over. Oh, you guys have seen my village over and over again, but I think it would be fun to go and show off the village of a friend of mine. So let me get in a call with him and head over to his village and give you a look at what is going on over there. All right guys, before I go find Gru, I was just coming to down here to look at this. Yeah, I gave it away who I'm talking to. And look. You guys who were wondering, can you get diamonds at Y level 50? This is Y level 50. Those are diamonds. Yes, my druid army is working well. I just wanted to show you that because some of you were doubting that that was a thing. All right, guys, I am back and I am with my good friend Gru. You might recognize Gru from the Wells Night Patreon server. Also plays, well, at least has played with me in the past on the Greenhouse SMP and things like that. So, Gru, you have a very unique village here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
So, first of all, was that you telling me that I don't play enough on the Greenhouse server?
No, that was me saying I don't play enough on the Greenhouse SMP. It was not you. It's me. It's all me.
So I knew coming into it that I didn't really want to have just one of the regular Minecraft generated villages. I wanted to make my own, and of course, I didn't know where I would make it. And Little Man had the great idea of, since I'm a slime, why not do it in the swamp? So we are here in a swamp, which has actually provided a couple of unique opportunities in learning about this mod. Yeah, villagers do not like water. And what does a swamp have but lots of water?
Do you see what the swamp has?
The other thing is, villagers do not like when I put lovely, lovely trees right near where they need to do it, and I still have other trees outside. Excuse me.
Oh.
Because, so actually, if you look, every single tree within the entire, 120 base area is dark oak, save for their little lumber area over here. Because they kept going out into the middle of the swamp to chop one oak tree or one birch tree that had popped up, and the entire village would follow because of wander mode.
Oh, I did not realize that it was all dark oak.
I had to go out and I clear cut every single viable tree within the 120 block range and replaced it all with dark oak.
Now that makes dark oak is a really interesting thing because they don't chop dark oak.
Correct. So they were not looking to chop those trees, so the lumberjacks basically ignored it, and thus my problem was solved.
Wow.
Because the problem is, if you look this way, you can see the dark oak forest over there. Well, as you know, in dark oak forest, there will be oak trees and the occasional birch trees.
Right.
I would literally have the lumberjack go way over there to get a tree, and the teachers would go over there, the miners would go, the chefs would go over there, and half their day would be going all the way out to the edge of that area and then coming back, and I was getting nothing actually done in my village.
Right, because they were all, let's go visit the one oak tree.
It was wander mode, and it's just like, and there was even times that I would find like a teacher standing in the middle of the forest at night.
What? No, that's not safe.
Not gonna work.
Not an educated life choice.
Of course, the guards, they're only limited. They will wander out there every now and then, but if they're at the other end, they're not going to get back over there in time to save the day.
Right, exactly. Oh.
So yeah, this one that we're on now, this is my first guard post to kind of figure out what they were doing, and that's how I figured out where they were going.
So you spent a lot of time up here just watching their behavior to figure out what was happening.
One of the key things was to figure out what they were doing and where they were going. And I mean, originally I had just kind of a couple of, you can see all the walkways that are down here. I had a couple of walkways, and their AI does pretty good at pathing when it's restricted, but sometimes it gets really weird. Like they would go, they'd go in a very circular manner to get to a point. Instead of going from the shortest distance between point A and point B, they'd go like point A to point C to point Z to point D. It's really... So unfortunately, having multiple walkways sometimes was a detriment, but they didn't wander. I mean, I've seen your village. Your village is quite large, and they do wander
everywhere.
A lot.
Everywhere.
And so this has kind of kept them from wandering. When they do wander, you'll see everybody wander over into the fields.
Okay.
It's like their little, I don't know what you want to call it, spot. Their zen spot.
So they come over here.
The merchants over there. You can see the miners going out there to wander. I don't know if that druid is assigned over there, if he's just going like, yeah, everybody, just the rancher's going over there now, the enchanter, cleric. Everybody just goes and wanders in the fields.
They're like the farmers. They need some friends.
Apparently, yes. And see, if you see that little post like on the outskirts of the fields, I actually made that as a guard post because when I did have the necro turned on, it would actually spawn like over in the edge of that field.
Oh.
And it would always spawn there consistently. And the only problem was when it went to raise its little army of the undead, it would raise it within the houses, the two houses that you see there.
Oh, dear.
And so zombies were spawning within the house and killing everybody. So I finally had to turn the necro off.
So it was doing that because there's no easy path into the village? Is that
correct? So I found out, initially I was told as long as there was land on the outside and that they could path into the town hall, they would spawn out on the outskirts and then come in. Well, if you look in the corners of the 120, you can see stone pillars with a glowstone on the top. That's the marker. You can see all of them are on land. Mm-hmm. And I have pathways that go out to all the major land areas. Like you can see, if you look down there right now, that my merchant is here.
Right.
And druids are here. And they had no problem. Like, in fact, they kind of would path out from the spaceship area over there and come in here. But anyway, they had no problems getting in here. So the pathing wasn't an issue. But I don't know. Yeah, the
The,
Necro just kept spawning in here.
the Necro is its own unique
It is. It's
situation. So, why don't you show us? I mean, this is a great bird's eye view, but why don't you show us what's going on?
At first, we were just a typical little village. I don't know if you can go down here without making your viewers dizzy.
Okay, well, if I
just
can't
look one way and then use your keys to just navigate it, they kind of just get a.
Gru gave us a spiral staircase, and you know how great spiral staircases are on video. I think we did it without getting seasick.
The first thing that I built, of course, to get started was the town hall. So this is the town hall. It really, I'm not an interior decorator. I don't interior decorate very well, but it's something.
I like the use of the 2 colors of wood. Now, have you had trouble with the carpets?
I have not. So these two, and the funny thing is, other villagers will pass through the town hall. They'll go to one of these other exits from the main entrance over there. So they just walk across it. They don't really have problems with it.
Okay.
And I only added these desks once we got the ability for them to sit down.
Oh, I love that ability. It's so cool.
They don't do it. Oh, see, here's a guard right now. He's just pathing his way through, like, whatever. Yeah, they don't sit down as often as I'd like, but they have chairs. They can sit when they want. Maybe they're just nervous. They're pacing all the time.
Well, you know. They're bored.
And then, you know, I started to add in houses, and one of the things that I did find out with this is that you really do need to plan for lots of houses.
Okay.
So this
okay.
is one of the ones that.
Just a second.
What was that? Oh dear.
Just a second.
Oh, is this an issue?
Okay, so you do really like to show off your wealth, don't you?
So I guess you shouldn't come this way. I mean, look at my guards. I mean, come on, they're diamond clad. What are you expecting?
I know, but
I guess you really don't want to be over here then, do you?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I just spent eight emerald blocks, and I was like, yeah, I almost have 20, and look at you. Anyway, okay, back to your tour.
I will say one thing though, my trader prices are like super high now. For instance, I think it takes me 13 or 14 emerald blocks to get a druid.
Ooh, ouch.
But ouch. Yeah, so I've got houses sprinkled around. Now, initially, this one right here, you can see it's got the different roof type.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be the library and the school. Well, too many villagers all using the library at one time. It got kind of cramped.
Yeah.
So this is now just the library, and I had to build a new school.
Okay.
But the school and the library got no leaf. You know, they didn't want water leaks ruining their books, so.
Oh, well, you know how it is.
Oh, hey, we can join the party.
Oh, is there a party? Oh my goodness, there is a party.
I actually was thinking that I was either going to have to put a second one in or expand it, but of course, with it going to be resetting, I'm not going to bother this time. But yeah, this gives you a good clue that once you start to get a very large population, you need a very large tavern.
Wow! Almost every chair is filled.
Yep, and I've come in here when all the chairs were full and there were ones walking around.
Oh, wow.
Like you say, I do have a thing with my wealth. And my villagers, they're not a boring people. You know, Grooville is a very sophisticated, it's a very sophisticated town. And they decided that rather than just being swamp dwellers, that so they finally came to the conclusion that they needed to start looking to the stars.
That's what emerald blocks do.
So they built an observatory so that they could see beyond the swamp.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, when they found out what was out there beyond the swamp, you know what the next step is.
They wanted to go.
They have to go.
I lost you. You kept walking. Oh.
And of course,
they had to take their
slime with them.
Are those diamonds on the top?
Well, they are the hardest material ever. So if you have a re-entry capsule, you got to make it out of something that'll withstand the pressure.
Oh, okay. So that's something that I didn't really have this. Yeah, I didn't come up with too much of a storyline for my village. Now I feel like I've let my village down.
So it was kind of hilarious how that came to be. All the buildings going. Like I said, you don't need a massive population in your village to make it work. Mine, I think, is right around 70. So once everything was working and everything was coming in, I could regularly trade with the merchant. There wasn't a whole lot else to build. So I'm actually hoping that additional buildings beyond this might be added. But yeah, then something else had to be done. And of course, when you have too many emeralds, you got to make use of it.
Yeah. Gross displays of wealth. Wow.
Hey, at least it's artistic.
This is true. This is true. It's not just a pile of. Yeah.
I did also have, and at there was all the pylons are done. We're not hovering here. We actually got the pylons in there.
Oh, I am thrilled with that.
Oh, I hear one of my brethren.
Oh, I see them. I see them. They are
very plentiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, I'm not an interior decorator, but, I had to have it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Although I did find out, just like players, you see how the vines go down to the water over on that building there?
Yes.
If the zombie does it just right, they actually can climb up that and get to the back of the house.
Oh, really?
And they just kind of wander around until a guard comes over the fence and just whacks them.
Does it disturb your sleeping villagers to have them that close?
They don't even. None of them get up. None of them worry. If one of them was just standing here, sometimes I'll just be walking along and I just see this pile of rotten flesh sitting there. I'm like, all right, well, you were dealt with.
Wow.
This was a fun mod. I really enjoyed it, and most of the time I don't build little things like this. I mean, I'm not a detailer, interior decorator, nothing like that. So just had fun with the whole thing.
This way?
I made sure to have the trees and the crops were closest to the storage room.
Okay. Are these plotted out well, or are they just... Okay.
And secondly, they're alternated.
Oh.
No matter, at first I tried just having, oaks up here, jungles here, having it like that. That didn't work well because, of course, they'd get all these first ones done, and then the druids would come back and grow them again. So they just kept taking the first couple of rows. So then I split them up, and I had 4 lumberjacks, one doing each type of tree. Still didn't work because the druids would come up, grow these, and then leave. And so the ones back there were ending up growing naturally, much slower. So now I have them doing... I alternate it so that it's all 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 4 types they will chop. So if the druids come in here and do their thing and then leave, it's only getting one of each variety.
That's a smart way to do it. I did mine in rows, but this is...
Mm-hmm. And this allowed for me to almost always have enough stacks of logs to trade with the villager or with the merchant. But the one thing that was interesting that Tango actually was wondering about until he figured out that it was a large oak. This corner of my building got taken out by the lumberjacks.
What?
Yeah, this whole corner of the building and leaves from up top got taken out by the lumberjacks.
But
why? It was an oak tree before that likely grew into a large oak and just touched enough of that when they chopped down the large oak, it took all of it. So I might still have it. I actually had for a while 4 villager dark oak logs.
You're like, that's my house. Okay, this house over here, why is it different?
Professions might be not good to have with wood. So while everybody else can be in wood, this guy had to have stone.
You're right. Okay, that makes...
So, yep, he had to have his own little stone I hear somebody getting killed. Oh, somebody's on fire? That was very interesting. I just watched one of my guards run by on fire. I don't know how. But yeah. So he had to have stone. Wait, what are you doing? They're just freaking out again. Is anybody up in the towers? I guess not.
No, they abandoned their posts. They were on fire.
They abandoned the defenses.
You're on your own, Gru. That makes sense,
this was the other thing to keep them from wandering. You can see I put fences up, and then I put staircases on the other.
Oh.
That way the druids and everybody else can get in.
That is right the edge of the village.
Yeah, I actually... It was funny because I didn't even think about edges of the village or anything. So that one's right at the edge. 3. I think the one that's out there is closer to the edge, but this one is like right on the edge, and that one is far from the edge. Like I have a lot more room that I could have expanded that way, but again, I couldn't find a real reason to expand my population too much. Like if I wanted to have a ton of diamonds and emeralds coming in each day, I could have. But again, 70. This all was built by a population of 70 villagers. So
yeah, you need a bigger infrastructure if you're going to support more villagers too. So
yep. And I mean, even in here, the storage room, this for the most part, only half of it really got used. Like the other half over here, I pretty much would use for myself putting stuff in or organizing.
Really?
As long as the enchanter wasn't holding on to stuff. Like, yeah, right here, he's probably getting a tool. Oh no, that's the torches I put over there. That's another thing. Them making their own torches, highly inefficient. So I would just supply them with torches.
Oh, you're so smart, because the torches doesn't make a difference if it's villager torches.
They would take my wood and they would burn like 1 block of wood and make 4 torches. And I'm like, that's not an efficient use of wood.
I am now feeling really silly that I didn't think of making my villagers torches.
I watched them a lot, and yeah, it's rush hour. Oh yeah. The sounds are gonna get bad because it's rush hour. Everybody woke up.
Okay.
Everybody's coming in.
Out. We'll come out here where it's quiet.
But yeah, I did spend a lot of time just kind of watching their interactions, watching some of the things they did. That's why I had a couple of bug fixes or suggestions that I put in there. Some of them other people had thought of. Some of them weren't really like you know, didn't think that it was going to be something he could do.
Why was she running?
Yeah, I don't know that one either. Like, see, and she's a lumberjack. I don't even know why she was going in there.
She was getting away from something. What was she getting away from?
Good question. Oh, it could be Mr. Groner over there underneath.
Oh,
that might be why.
Okay.
She may have gone to chop a tree and been too close to him. Yeah, I found out the hard way that the zombies were getting over there because one time I came back and I couldn't figure out why I was getting no more wood. And then I realized all 3 lumberjacks were gone.
Oh! They'd been zombied.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could figure out. I couldn't find any death piles. I got no death messages, nothing like that. I could only figure that they just got zombified. No,
oh, man.
And we'll get... So yeah, it works.
This is really, really cool. I like the use of the leaves on top of the houses and...
Well, you know, they're just a bunch of swamp-dwelling individuals that they're used to the wood and the leaf. What is he doing? He doesn't like the vines, apparently, or maybe he likes the vines and just wants to climb them but can't. I don't know.
It's the cleric dance.
He's exercising. He's doing some sort of exercise that requires the vines.
I
don't know. I don't ask them. I mean, they live in a swamp. What can I tell you? You know.
I'm afraid that they are becoming, you know, slimified.
They are. Oh my goodness, they are interesting, but I do like their AI. Their AI is really fun. It definitely is an improvement to the AI that we have in the just vanilla.
Yeah. The way that you did your crops is really cool. I mean, you didn't do it in just...
So organic again, you know, they're in the swamp. They're taking use of what available land that they had. But I also figured out pretty quickly that having all wheat is a bad idea, simply because it takes 3 lots of wheat to make 1 piece of bread for them to eat.
Right.
And a baked potato will give them the same hunger and happiness as a loaf of bread. And you can get like multiple potatoes from each plot. So
yeah, potatoes are a power food.
I saw a lot of people having to build some very massive farms to feed somewhat small populations. As you can see, like maybe half of this, or perhaps maybe 60% of it, is actually harvested.
Yeah.
And I have massive overabundance of baked potatoes, and I get plenty of wheat. I have like a whole chest of spare wheat.
Nice.
One of the things is you can see them right there. I would assign the low-level druids to the trees and to the crops, and then the high-level druids would get promoted down to the mine areas.
Promoted down?
Yeah, they were promoted down. So they were making the diamonds, that were coming in lapis and redstone and everything. And then the lower ones would come in and do this. Well, eventually after a while, it got to the point that they were all high levels. So the druids are way more powerful than the lumberjacks and the farmers. I think I have 13 or 14 farmers for this area, and the druids still keep everything way overgrown for them.
I like
More
it.
details
And the
done.
storyline that you have about, looking to the sky and then their rocket ship with the diamonds. The fact that you have diamond blocks to build with.
Oh, no. Come look in. Whoops. They're all getting in the way. Look in the bottom chest.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. I actually would put it there so that I could grab it to trade with the merchant. I was selling lapis, redstone. I would sell them diamonds. Actually, that's one of the funny things. They can take, usually they'll do anywhere between 10 and 15 for 4 diamonds. So you can get over a stack of emeralds per day by just selling them like 20 diamonds.
Oh. Wow. Okay, guys, next season, I need to do better.
Obviously, this is larger than it has to be, but this is what I built for a 2-bed area.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you could fit more. You could do 4. You could even do 6, maybe having enough room for a couple of chairs. But this is the only way that I could get a lot of them into like one area. This will house 24. This is kind of like the dormitory that I built next to the school. I figured you could say like everybody's going to school and then the dormitory was over here. Usually it was all the people that went and had too much to drink at the tavern and just came over here to crash. But yeah, you go in there and there's 2 6s and then there's a second story with 2 6s. But you see how large kind of to build it to even have space.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't want to cram them all in like sardines kind of thing. But
I like that you gave them tables. Like...
Well, you have chairs, you got to give them tables. They need something to eat on, put their laptops on, things like that. Come on.
No, it's to play cards.
We're not heathens. Come on.
And Monopoly.
Oh, Monopoly.
Don't play
Google
Monopoly.
does not do Monopoly. they're stuck in a swamp. There's nowhere to escape if Monopoly goes bad.
Monopoly always goes bad.
Yes, Monopoly always goes bad.
I hear the tinkling of little hearts.
Oh yeah, there was another one. Here we go. Here's the one. But yeah, so that was the only thing that I really wish there could have been a way to maybe have them, what is it called, hot bunking, or like same amount of beds, but maybe allow it to do 12 of them, have some of them sleep the day shift, some of them sleep the night shift, something like that.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of space. I mean, probably 70 to 75% of my town here was devoted to housing.
But you think about a regular town. I mean, housing takes up a lot of it.
True, although now we're all doing apartments now, so
This is true.
Everybody gets 200 square feet for a single person.
Yeah, we cram them all in like sardines.
That's right. But Grooville is more dignified than that.
Yes.
We like our wide open space.
Yes. I think that I haven't seen your school yet.
Yes, this is the school. This is the only hey, let's do some sort of a decorative thing inside of it. So
you got a chalkboard.
Yes, they have a chalkboard. These chairs are up here. These are for the students who got in trouble. They have to sit across from the teacher, and the teacher can watch.
You seem to know a lot about this type of thing.
I may or may not have had to have that,
And then down here is just...
Oh, yeah, you can actually see this is level... I brought it up because they didn't need to be down at Y11. The druids would supply all the diamonds that they needed, so I just put it down at Y40. And this little line here is actually right underneath the town hall, so...
Oh.
This was they could go the farthest that they could go with all of these. You can see the druids have been slacking a little bit, but
slacking druids.
I think I ended up with about 16 or 18 miners.
Wow. And how many druids do you have to keep up with them?
I think 8 druids assigned to the mines.
Okay.
And, they were doing good. There was a period where one of the updates, they would all kind of go to 1. And so you'd see like 3 of them cluster around 1 and try to grow it all back. But now they do better. Like one will come down and do this one, then the next one will come and do this one, and then maybe come down and do this one. So some days I'll come in and every single one of these has been like filled up. and it's back to being just one block in. So
It's
they're
amazing.
quite efficient. Oh yeah, they're quite. And like I said, I was saying earlier, I keep them low level when they're doing the crops and the trees, but once they get probably about level 50, 60, then I send them down here because then it goes way up the chances of them getting diamonds and other stuff. Well, not way up, but it's higher.
It's higher, and then you can use them to build spaceships.
Exactly. Yes. The only time I send a low level one down here is when I need coal, because low level druids, they just like coal.
But coal's important too.
That was actually one of the things I ran out of most. I had more diamonds than coal.
I've heard that from a lot of different people. So
yeah.
I kind of wonder if that's going to be a change at some point. I don't know.
So part of it might be the fact of how Minecraft deals with the coal and the items that it burns, because you have to realize, like, even in a village this size, I had several chefs that were cooking potatoes and whatnot with it. I had all the miners that would be making torches while they had that ability, but even when they're not making torches, my chefs were they would take one chunk of coal, go and put like 4 potatoes in.
I know, it's like do 8.
Yeah. So yeah, coal quickly went bye-bye.
Wow. Well, Gru, I think we better wrap it up. Thank you so much for showing me your village. This is amazing.
Definitely. Yeah, not a problem. I'm glad you came over to see it.
I know that little man is going to love seeing this, and the fact that the slime actually based in the swamp. When I told him that you were doing his suggestion, he grinned from ear to ear. So you made little man's day.
That's awesome.
And he's going to love seeing it. Yeah. Well, guys, I think that is all that I have time for today. I do hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave me a like and a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. And until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye now.